Hey, I'm Steve and this is Wilmer Woodworks. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I was invited to a party a little last minute and I wanted to make sure I had a really great gift for this guy. So I had this blank setting up in my garage. I just had to clean up a little bit of the squeeze out and the glue that was on the bar clamps with my plane, just so it wouldn't gum up my planer when I pushed it through for a few passes. Now please excuse the mess that's in the garage. I swear I will be getting to cleaning this up shortly and getting everything organized. I do like this rolling Craftsman. It makes it a lot easier than having to pick up this planer every time I need to use it, which is more and more recently. Now I did run this through a few times and after I did, this pattern really, and the woods really started to pop. This is the remaining strips of my few projects that I've had. So this is walnut, maple, and cherry. I just straightened up those edges and you can see it's already starting to look beautiful as it is. The next step is the dreaded juice groove. I did want to do a juice groove. I made a few mistakes in the previous juice grooves. And actually somebody on my last video made the comment and recommendation, I should say, that I check out 3x3's video. She put together some videos on how to easily do a juice groove, a few different options. And I was thinking about doing this, before I even saw her video, but I'm glad that I found her video because it was very informative. If you do have a chance to check it out, I would definitely recommend it because she goes into more detail on how to line all this up and I was just kind of winging it. I will put a link to her video in this video so you can go and get that. She also did build a jig, an adjustable jig, which I think I may do down the road. But for this one I just kind of picked whatever scrap wood I had laying around that was high enough to work, and I made some spacers out of some other scrap woods that I had, and I just used some carpet tape to adhere it, and it did work out fairly well. I mean, the juice groove definitely is centered. There are no issues with that, but the boards did kind of move a little bit with the carpet tape. I should have just got my deck screws and screwed it straight to the plywood base that I had. So slowly but surely I am getting better at doing these juice grooves. If you're just going to do one or two, this would work for you. But I think I am going to be doing more cutting boards in the future. Just because I do like the project. It's easy and quickly rewarding. Like I said, I started with this blank in the morning and we were going to the party in the evening. And talking about liking things, if you guys like what you see in the video, please don't forget to subscribe. It really does encourage me to make more videos and know that you guys like what I'm putting out there. Man, I love this carpet tape. I go through it very quickly. I'm actually almost out of this roll. I'm going to have to get some more. It's great for securing jigs and temporary things in your shop. And it doesn't mar, so definitely look into it if you're not using it yet. Now with everything secured, I'm just going to turn on that router and run around the edge going in the clockwise direction. Perfectly centered juice groove. Now the next part of the project I was going to tackle was the handles. Now I wanted to put a handle on it. Last time I did a drop handle so it was centered in the board. But this time I wanted to do something a little bit different. I just wanted to relieve some of the wood on one side. So I picked the best side obviously because I have the juice groove. I'm just kind of measuring my hand here to see how big of a handle I need. And this, if you watched any of my previous videos, this is my laser engraver. I just kind of laser engraved a pattern on some scrap plywood that I had. Took it over to the jigs, the scroll saw, and cut it out. Now I did also put that centering mark so I would have a place to center it on the board for when I routed it out. So the thought here is I'm going to use carpet tape again because I love it. Center this jig on the bottom of the board and then run around that board with a flush trim bit with the bearing, so the bearing will run along this jig. But I forgot that the only router bit that I had that has that bearing on top was a little bit longer. So after I adhered this board onto my cutting board, I had to go back and cut another blank out of this plywood to make sure that I had the proper height. Yeah, there's that bit that I was using. So that was, it's too much to drop that all the way down in one pass, so I did have to double up on the wood. And I ran into another issue also, and I didn't realize it. I should have thought about it while I was routing. But with the router on, and since this is a trim router, the plate on there is so small, I was kind of freehanding it a little bit away from that guide. So I think I may try to either make or buy a larger base plate for this trim router to make this a little bit easier. But I managed freehanding it because I only had a few hours to get this complete, and any of the scuff ups or any of the bad marring I was able to clean up with a sharp chisel. Yeah, just clean that up with a sharp chisel and some sandpaper. And now is for the really awesome customization here. So in my last video I did review, or I did an unboxing of this Creality laser engraver. So this is a 12 watt, and this actually engraved very deep on this board. So here I'm just putting the last name, and it took me forever to figure out how to line it up, but I did get that lined up to my satisfaction. I had to actually elevate the laser engraver to get it high enough to put it on the side of that board. So I think eventually when I find a home for my laser engraver, I'll probably build in some clamps or a drop workstation. But that came out really nice. And then once that was complete, I just did a little bit of a round over to make sure there was no sharp corners, sanded it down, and applied some mineral oil. So let me know what you guys think of this board. Have you guys done any laser engraving on your boards? I was kind of leery about doing laser engraving on the top of the board, but I think on the edge here is really nice. And he was so stoked about this gift, he was throwing food on it the very next day. Well, that's all I've got for today. Next week we will obviously have some more projects, more on the laser engraver. I am sure it is my favorite new toy, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Till next week, thanks for watching.